It's Monday, March 19. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The high number of murders owing to the ongoing internal feuds within the Klansman gang has prompted the declaration of a state of public emergency in St. Catherine. With 48 murders since the start of 2018 in the St. Catherine North Police Division, including Spanish Town, the government yesterday insisted that the declaration of a state of public emergency in the area was justified. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the declaration at a press conference yesterday.
A state of public emergency has been declared in the St. Catherine North Police Division, effective Sunday, March 18th. These enhanced security measures through the Emergency Powers Act will last initially for 14 days. Crime and violence, in particular murders, have been escalating in this police division. The security forces have advised me as Prime Minister in writing that a high level of criminal activity continues and threatens public order and the rule of law. This threat is extensive.
Acting Commissioner of Police Clifford Blake gave a breakdown about the situation in the parish.
There has been an escalation in criminal activity and in particular murder since the start of the year. For all of 2017, there were 136 murders recorded in that division. Since the start of the year, we have seen 48 persons murdered. Between January and March last year, March 18, there were 21 murders. Between January and March 18 in 2017, there were 30 murders. Therefore, the trajectory shows there's a significant escalation. The St. Catherine North Division had the largest gang operating in Jamaica, the Klansman gang. This gang has been responsible for scores of murders, robberies, and extortion, not only in St. Catherine, but in neighboring parishes.
The Governor General has signed the proclamation to introduce emergency for an initial 14 days, after which an extension would have to be approved by Parliament. Prime Minister Holness noted that under the enhanced security measures, the security forces will have extraordinary powers and some rights will be suspended. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has urged members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force to give their full support to Major General Anthony Anderson, who takes up the post of Police Commissioner today.
And so I expect that he will be able to do very well in the JCF, which is a different environment, a different structure. I'm certain that he will be respectful of the structure, the organization, and that he will build a strong alliance with the policemen, and that he will assist in the transformation of the organization. So I'm confident that he will do a good job.
The Prime Minister says he expects Major General Anderson to do a good job as Police Commissioner. Major General Anderson succeeds George Coelho, who retired earlier this year. He has had a military career in the Jamaica Defense Force spanning 34 years, culminating in his 6-year tenure as Chief of Defense Staff. Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP Paula Llewellyn, has reignited her call for an oversight body for the Independent Commission of Investigation, INDECOM. Ms. Llewellyn says members of the security forces who are being investigated by INDECOM deserve the same kind of protection that criminals suspects have when they're being investigated by the police. She says INDECOM needs oversight whether or not it has the powers to arrest, charge, and prosecute members of the security forces. The agitated Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, will today decide whether to accept the latest wage offer from the government, even as there is a rush to pay back millions in retroactive sums, which, according to the government, cannot be delayed beyond month end. Last Friday, the government presented its latest offer to the teachers during a meeting at the Ministry of Finance and Public Service. The latest offer has not been disclosed, but the Special Council of the Teachers Union convened a meeting to review it and make recommendations for the wider teachers' body. Group Executive Officer of Grace Kennedy Limited, Senator Don Webby, wants the Jamaican government to provide housing solutions for tourism workers. Senator Webby referred to a presentation in Parliament by Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett, where the minister spoke about housing for employees in the tourism industry and that a survey was done and report prepared. He noted that while he did not personally see the report, he has been informed that 85% of 847 responses of tourism employees indicated that they were not homeowners. He is reported as saying, quote, "I know my Jamaican people, two things they wish for, no matter what status they are in life. They want their children to have a good education and they want to own their own home," end quote. He was delivering the keynote address at the Tourism Excellence Awards 2017 at the Montego Bay Convention Center Saturday night. He gave assurance for his support for the Tourism Pension Act when it reaches the Senate. In regional news, amid an acute national shortage of banknotes, the town of Elizora in western Venezuela has started using its own paper currency. Local officials said that the currency would make it easier for residents and visitors to trade during the town's festivities, which starts on Monday. They said rampant hyperinflation and a scarcity of bolivars, the national currency, had affected trade in Elizora. The new currency can be bought at the mayor's office via bank transfer. Local businessman Canuto Garcia explained that the town came up with the idea after it noticed that at local festivities in nearby cities, money did not flow. In sports, Jamaican international Darren Mattock scored his second goal in as many matches to help DC United grab a share of the honors in a 2-2 draw with Houston Dynamos in the United States on Saturday. After finding themselves facing a 0-2 down at halftime, Maryland Soccerplex DC started their comeback through Mattox, who scored in the 50th minute before Luciano Acosta snatched the equalizer deep in injury time. The draw was DC's second of the new season and kept them without a win in 3 outings, the 8th in the Eastern Conference, on 2 points. And that's the news. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.